Ready to go?
Yeah, it's all yours, mate.
Are you allowed to say that?
Of course I am. I'm an English as a second language speaker. I can say whatever the fuck I want from any of the regions. That's the cool part. When English is yeah, that's how it works. When it's not,
you can just adopt whichever part you want.
Yeah, like it depends on who I'm speaking with or how do I want to be perceived. I just choose.
Sup Nerds, and welcome to Powerful, the Power Metal Podcast. My name is Kyle, and I'll be your host on the most powerful of journeys today. I'm joined by my good buddy Fernando.
Hello, Kyle. Hello, everyone in this powerful evening, maybe afternoon, who knows?
On this powerful time of day that it currently is as you listen to your favorite podcast. It's actually the only podcast you listen to. All the other ones, they don't count. This is the podcast for you.
This is the only one.
So, Fernando, I'm happy to be back. You know, we've been talking about epic festivals and you're doing some interviews, but I'm here just for a lads episode. You know what I mean?
It's been a while.
Yeah, you know, it's you and me. We're shooting the shit. We're talking music. You know, we've compiled a big list of stuff to talk about and go into in the weird and wacky world of power metal.
Yes, the weird and wacky world of power metal, which is, it keeps getting weirder and wackier as the years go by, which I think it's a good thing. It keeps it interesting, right?
I want to talk about the big news in the world of power metal, which is Alyssa White-Gluz has now joined Dragonforce as a full-time vocalist. This is a direction I did not expect for either of those parties. Nobody
had this in their bingo cards for any year at any point in time. It is the most out of left field move we've seen. I know it's all news by the time you hear this, but it's so weird.
Yeah. I just keep thinking, okay, sure, but why? I mean, like she's a good singer. I was never a huge Arch Enemy guy, but this, you know, maybe this could work for them. This could be the spark they need to have some like fresh direction after, you know, we've been kind of critical of their more modern output. Maybe this will be a good shakeup for them.
Maybe. We don't know. I mean, we won't know until they release or write new music.
Yeah.
It's still weird. So they first announced her as a new member, being a co-lead vocalist with Mark Hudson.
Yeah, he's still there.
I don't know if he's still there.
Well, he wasn't on some of the live shows because of like a medical thing, but he's supposed to still be there.
He has tinnitus, and that's the reason he skipped those first shows with Alyssa. But the way the post was written and the nature of the issue, it seems like this has been a long problem. And the timing it's weird. Like, I don't feel like Mark is gonna continue on. I think like we're not far from seeing him just depart in Dragonforce.
Yeah, the timing of all this is a little suspect for sure. I think it would be cool to have two vocalists going at it.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
There. Yeah, right.
The thing is that they are not having two vocalists right now. So those, I don't know if you've checked, but I checked like videos of the first show that they did.
Yeah, I watched them doing Fire and Flames at one of the newer shows.
I checked a few songs. The first cool thing that makes a lot of people like happy, but also feels like that's what I would do to keep people happy, is that they played Storm in the Burning Fields.
Yeah, these recent shows, it was like smaller festival appearances, so they only played like 5 songs, but then like 3 of those songs being Inhuman Rampage, you know, 20th anniversary. So it's like, all right, yeah,
that's good. That keeps the goodwill up for the old fans.
Exactly.
And also there was some cool harsh harshest to do for Elisa, which is like her whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But then hearing Mark is not there, and their latest their live member, the other guitar guy, he was doing lead vocals as well with Elisa. And while he's a good vocalist, he's not Dragonforce frontman level vocalist. And it's all very this isn't fully cooked, if you ask me. Seeing those videos, those live videos.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be like a main vocalist going forward, probably. But I guess we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know what the future will bring us regarding Dragonforce.
Yeah, like I said, this is the weirdest thing. Yeah, thing.
We don't have a lot. Are they gonna get another male vocalist? Is Mark gonna actually continue? Are they? I don't know. I've read around that they were also looking for a live keyboard player, but that's very unsubstantiated. I don't know the word. It's not a good. Yeah, it's not from a good source. So I don't know. Anything can go now. It's a very interesting time to follow Dragonforce, at least.
Definitely. The press release mentioned that they're writing their next album, and they have extensive touring that they're going to announce. So I'm looking forward to seeing where all this wacky world goes in the future.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be interesting for sure, and you will hear us talk about it when it happens.
All right. Well, now we're going through the Fire and Flames and beyond the reach of enchantment. Let's talk about some music. Let's talk about Power Paladin. I think this has been one of the bigger power metal releases of this year. We're a little bit behind because of all the other stuff we've been doing, but I definitely wanted to make sure I brought up this album. So I wasn't huge on Power Paladin's first album a few years ago. I thought it felt maybe a little derivative. They hadn't quite come into their own yet. But this second album, Beyond the Reach of Enchantment, I'm really digging it. This is a big one for me. I think they've solidified their own style. They've got this very upbeat, very uplifting energy to their music. It's very guitar heavy with some nice little keyboards just sprinkled in there. This is a band from Iceland, which I think they kind of betray their cold, dark, humble roots by playing this pretty uplifting, pretty energetic, fast power metal. I don't think it's really what's expected from the Iceland folks. I remember when we saw them live, they were rocking pretending to be from California or something with their cut off jeans and sunglasses and everything. So they're a really jolly bunch, and I've been really enjoying this album.
Nice. I gave it. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I was a bit tight for time as usual, but yeah, it's cool stuff. I don't think I'm the biggest fan in general of the style, but it's good. I can say that it's good. I do not remember their previous release.
Exactly.
I think this one's a lot better. I couldn't compare it, but this is good. That's my non-fan review.
Hey, you've got your standards, and hitting your standards of good, we'll take it.
Yeah, I guess. I try to say when things are good, even if I'm not the target audience, as people say.
Yeah, some favorites of mine on this was the Glade Lords of Athelloren and the song The Arcane Tower. That one featuring a guest vocalist, Tommy Johansson. Always fun to have him around. Just one of the dudes in power metal, as they say.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I'm very excited for Power Paladin. Happy to see them growing, coming into their own. I also enjoyed the music video they did for the single Sword Vigor with the dude just fucking around in their night outfits. I thought that was a well done. They can have these sort of silly aesthetics to them, but it's not a crutch. I can still just listen to the music.
That's the important part
outside of it. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And when they'll have some slightly goofier songs like Camelot Rock City on this one, which is almost as if a power metal song was also describing a medieval like jousting tournament or something. It's kind of the vibe it's given. So they can kind of lean into that on top of just, going really fast, little dashes of harsh vocals here and there, or just big solos. It's good stuff.
Good stuff. Very good stuff. Be whimsy. Just be good as well.
Just make good music. People are out here making bad music. They should make good music. I'll try not to kill you here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll cut that. Don't worry about it.
Cut that. All right. Well, Fernando, you gotta watch out. Because Mega Colossus is back with a new album. Mega Colossus being a mostly trad metal band from North Carolina. I quite liked their previous album, Showdown. Now they're back with Watch Out! ! I made sure to put the exclamation point in my stuff because it's I think part of the official name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So Mega Colossus describe themselves as being, I think they called it adventure metal, and I think that's a good label for them because they have these mostly trad metal stylings, but they capture this vibe of being adventurous, having this like dramatic flair to their songs that I really quite enjoy. You really feel like you're going on a journey with these guys.
Yeah. I think I get what you're saying. This is also a bit too trad for me, but yeah, I get that feeling of adventure to follow along.
That's what elevates it beyond just like another 80s trad revival band for me. Is that element?
Yeah. I can hear that. I can hear that listening to this album. I did remember the previous album from Mega Colossus, and this is very nice. This is very good. Again, I don't listen to a lot of this style personally, but this is recommendable, especially like anyone that likes that 80s revival trad. This is Kylie's living through a trad moment, clearly.
There was a lot of trad that I listened to in the last couple months. I don't know why that happened. There wasn't as much like just regular quote unquote power metal. So
which is fine, of course, obviously.
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
But this is good stuff, and that sense of adventure you can feel it throughout the album. It's good stuff. It sounds really good. I really like the sound. It's very nice.
Couple favorite tracks for me on this one. The first one called "The Bad Thing." I also liked "Good Hunting."
Yes.
A couple other Battlefront and Tagging Your Friend. Those were fun ones as well. Just pretty strong album overall, I gotta say, and pretty radical album artwork. Although I'm not sure it totally fits the vibe of the music.
It doesn't sound like it looks. That I will agree with you on that. The album is not this dark, we're dying. It doesn't feel like that. It feels a bit more victorious than this, like,
yeah, definitely
more triumphant, not so much we're in the dire moments. But it's good art, good album. Would recommend.
Yeah, shout out to North Carolina.
Shout out to North Carolina. It works. We have metal coming from there, and it works.
They spell Valhalla the redneck way. All right, well, let's go back across the ocean for something nautical.
Let's talk. This is nautical. Oh my God, you're right. I don't process words, remember? And I hadn't even looked at the album art before now.
All right, well, we're going to talk about Dimhav, the Swedish prog power metal band featuring the vocals of one Daniel Hyman. I love that man. This is like a surprise second album. Dimhav released their first album called The Boreal Flame back in 2019. It's a prog power metal project made by two brothers from Sweden. They recruit Daniel Hyman as their vocalist. They're not super active on like the social medias and everything. I thought they were like quiet for years. I thought maybe they were done, maybe they were dead. I don't know. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, second album, it's coming out." I'm like, "Oh shit, they live." So their second album, Ondine, they said they went from the like wintry Nordic feel to they wanted to pursue this very nautical, ocean themed album.
Mhm.
And I guess this is a meaty album. This is a dense album.
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
This is
I think
very
this is a
nice.
vibe you would love.
I am once again delighted by Daniel Heyman's vocals because he sounds so good, so good, throughout, and the way. So I read before listening to it, I saw a lot of our friends calling this, "Oh, this is so prog. Oh, this isn't very power metal like the last one. This is very prog." I don't know what's wrong with them because this isn't crazy like turn me off prog. This is just cool shit.
Yeah, I mean,
is so good.
relative to their first album, it does lean more on the prog
but
side than the
just a
power
little,
side.
just
A bit.
it just has
just a bit.
more like I don't even know what to say like musically.
It's more like breakdowns and interludes
less
and
scale
just, like,
chords, and it's great. It's so much better for that. I really like this. I like how cohesive it is from start to finish without being monotone or repetitive, and that's a lot because the songs are long for the current standards.
An hour-long album with only 7 songs, you're averaging like 9-ish minutes per song. So it's like and each song has so much going on.
Yeah.
All these different sections. It's not just like, intro, verse, chorus, solo chorus, and boom, Bob's your uncle. It's like, no. Nothing is standard here.
But it's all so nice and refreshing because you can actually listen to the whole thing and not be bored about it. At least I wasn't. I'm gonna listen to this a lot, over and over again.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I have to listen to this over and over. Just there's so much to process. I'm gonna be picking up on new things every time. Whether it's Daniel's vocals, all the different instruments they're bringing in with the instrumental sections, all the keys of the guitars really going in the solos. Just thematically, this album is capturing this this grand oceanic vibe while not really just feeling like it's not a pirate meme album or anything. It's very much just
not at all.
So I'm really love this album. Like I said, I think being just slightly more on the prog side of the power prog spectrum makes me I wouldn't say like for less than the first album. It just makes me have to work harder to process it, so to speak.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't get that experience. But I do on first impression. In first impression, I thought that I was way more engaged throughout with this one than with the previous album, which is good. And I listened to many songs from there a lot. But I felt like in this one, I was engaged from start to finish. There wasn't like a moment where I dozed off or whatever, which I think is this kind of like, I guess I like prog, if you want to call it prog. That's it. Good stuff to recommend to anyone. You try it. Whatever flavor of power metal you like, just try this because it's just good stuff. That's worth experiencing.
If you're a fan of stuff like Symphony X or maybe even like Seventh Wonder, maybe that might be like the closest like touch points. But really, I'd recommend it to anyone who's vaguely into this style of music, just because it's really good. It's really cool, and I love that Daniel Hyman is still doing stuff like this.
I like
whenever
I love that he sounds so great. I love that he sounds so great because you might think like, oh, he hasn't been doing this for however many years, whatever. And
he's been around. He's been around.
I know.
Lost Horizon hasn't.
You know how people are. about these things.
Yeah,
I talked
yeah.
about this in one of our last episodes when people were like, "Oh, what, did Elisa Martin from the Moore just like retire?" No, she didn't. She was doing stuff. This is the same with Danny Hyman. If you liked at any point Lost Horizon, you should listen to this just for the vocals because it's worth it. It's so good. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, go and listen to it. that's the bottom line. This is good stuff.
And then circle back to Lost Horizon because I love Lost Horizon.
Sure. That's fine too.
Yes. But yeah, thank you, Dimhav, for still being alive and still making great music.
Yeah, and keep it up. Keep it up because it's very, very nice. What else?
All right, and we've got. Well, let's go back in time. Let's rewind the clock and have a bit of a reverie here with Vision Divine. What's going on with him?
Vision Divine is back. Is it worth saying it? So they had a little bit of they had a vocalist change, essentially. And now we are back to, I guess, not the original, but the good old days with Michelle Lupi on vocals after almost 20 years. Yeah, Ivan Giannini is out. We talked about it at the time. He made some weird cryptic post about it from Japan not being in the band anymore, and that was it. We don't know what happened, but Lupi is back. And Vision Divine has released this little EP called A Clockwork Reverie. I don't know what a reverie is, but it sounds like cool.
It's kind of like a remembrance of sorts.
Oh,
like you get lost remembering something that's like being lost in a reverie.
Oh, that's cool. That makes sense.
So it's appropriate.
It's very appropriate
because in addition to Michelle Lupi, they've also got Oleg Smirnov back on the keyboards.
Nice.
Who's also. Both of them were from the same era of Vision Divine. Some people might call their peak back during Stream of Consciousness, Perfect Machine.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess it would be the most famous era of Vision Divine.
Mm-hmm. It does make me wonder though, because the last album they did with Ivan Giannini was a concept album whose story they did not finish. It was
I don't think that's gonna be finished.
Are they going to do the second part? They gotta finish the story of the angels and whatever.
Whatever. We don't know. I don't know.
Lore, man.
But it's interesting. I guess they're doing this EP as a presentation, reintroduction of the band with this lineup because there's 4 new songs. There's also 3 re-recordings of classic songs, you could say. And it's very nice because they sound very nice. It's interesting.
Lupi sounds good.
Lupi sounds good.
Keyboards are sounding good.
And there's a difference. You can tell the difference between the old songs and the new ones. The new ones have a bit more of rock into it, of like older sound, like a bit lower paced, not just full blown crazy power metal like the old songs.
That's kind of the vibe I got from the new song 18 parentheses, It Feels Like Heaven,
which is the most AOR title ever.
Right.
You read the title, you can hear the cowbell on the title.
The 18 I think is a reference to the 18 years that Lupi was not in the band.
Of course it is.
It's not meant to be a creepy thing.
But also, like, feels like it's very that. But it sounds good. It's actually, it's nice to listen to. The other songs are interesting too. Well, the other songs, The Clockwork Reverie and Andromeda, because the first one is an intro. So, you know how it is, -1 point. But I really like the old songs recordings as well. Maybe a bit more. But we'll see what happens when they do more new stuff. Are they going to finish that plot line? Are they going to do new things? I just want the music to be fun. And looking forward to maybe catching a live show, which I couldn't this year. But hopefully they will tour more and more.
Yeah, it's interesting that we're covering so many like vocalist swaps here, or like returning to previous eras. I guess that's just the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. We are in the I don't know if you call it the second golden age, but it's like that age of a genre where it's been enough time that all the kids that made it a thing back in the day are adults with disposable income now. So
we're in the reboot era.
I get it. You could call it the reboot era, yeah, I guess. But it's all anniversaries, all anniversary tours, anniversary releases, getting the best formation back together, getting back to the golden era, all that, the revival, and we are enjoying it so much. All these bands from are released from the 2000s. They're in the 25 to 30 year reunions and anniversaries. So great! It's a great moment to be around 30. That's what I'm saying.
Alrighty. Well, let's continue with another band here, Moonlight Haze, and their album Interstellar Madness. Now, the real madness is that this is an album that you listened to and I didn't.
Incredible,
so I
right?
Get to do your job and just sit here and be regaled by the tales of music. So you get to sell me on this album, Mr. Fernando.
Yeah, it's incredible how the tables have turned on this.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't happen often. So I listened to Moonlight Haze. I think they called it an EP. It is 6 songs, which I think it's a nice album. Whatever. It's good stuff. Some songs are a bit short, but whatever. This is actual like power metal with the flowery sound orchestra and stuff. It is very nice. I like the title track a lot, Interstellar Madness. It is very cool. I don't know how familiar you are with Moonlight Haze. I know that we both missed them at Epic Fest because we had commitments to do. At least I missed them. But we did an interview. We interviewed them. We never explained this to people. Did you realize that? I have, and this is a little small tangent.
Which part? We
have more people in the powerful industries media conglomerate now.
Well, we just haven't released anything from.
Well, but one of those things is out. Will be out by the time you listen to this. Which is the Moonlight Haze interview. That is by our friend Ville, because he's too cool to not use him on camera stuff. This is you're gonna see him in a couple of the videos that we made, and then we'll be able at some point to read written reviews from him because he likes writing, and that's it. I wanted to mention it because someone will see it and they will wonder what happened, and you that listen to this episode will know who he is and why he's there. He just looks very cool, and that's it. Back to the album, the Moonlight Haze album. As I said, the title track is great. The track Shine is very nice. I didn't realize this track was so short. It's 2 minutes, 28 seconds. I did not clock that when I was listening to the whole album.
Huh.
That is so interesting. It's just it does feel like a short thing in total.
Well, half these songs are like 2 minutes long.
I honestly, I'm surprised by that because I wasn't looking at the track list when I listened to it. I just listened to the whole thing in one go. It is probably better to listen to it all in one go and not just chase tracks. But if you're going to chase tracks, listen to Interstellar Madness. It has very nice vocals, very nice arrangements, very power metal, very everything. I don't have a lot of extra words to sell it on you. If you like Moonlight Haze, it's good.
I've only listened to like one of their albums. I need to do
just getting through this. I don't know.
Or I'll start here.
I don't know lore.
Easy snacking of an album, I guess.
Yes, exactly. And to know more about the band, you can check out our interview with them out on YouTube now.
So people aren't confused, like, why is Kyle suddenly Australian and in corpse paint and
Yes, that's not
skinnier?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. And that's it. I don't know, man. I am much better at listening to you speak than selling you on albums, because I don't know how to do this.
Well, the thing I'm better at is the transitions between segments of the show. You know, you were talking about our buddy Villa. Would it be fair to call him a friend of war?
It would be very, very appropriate.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Eternal Champion and their hot new EP, Friend of War. So Eternal Champion are one of them. They're, trad revival bands that people are real into. And their most recent release here, after the Armor of Iron and Ravening Iron, they've got Friend of War, which is odd on a number of levels. In that it's only 2 songs. Those songs are both over a dozen minutes long. And so the trad metal stuff is in there, but it's also mixed in with more like atmospheric-y, like dungeon synthy stylings, which, as unexpected as all things we've talked about in this episode are, this is also something I did not expect from them. But it works. I gotta say, it does work for their very like epic vibe. The I guess main track of Friend of War, I quite liked as it goes through like these very different sections, but it all sounds good. So it's something I definitely recommend checking out.
The second track is 18 minutes long.
Yes,
that is a lot of Eternal Champion.
It's like all like synthy atmospheric stuff. Nice. It's not like a regular like big epic metal song. If you want the metal-y stuff, that's all in Friend of War.
Nice. I guess I know that a lot of people would like that on the fan base of Eternal Champion, but yeah, nice. I haven't listened to it, obviously. This was not on the list that I looked at because I didn't look at the other list.
You put it on the list before I did.
I did?
You put it in the single section. I didn't put it there.
Yeah, the problem is that I forgot about the single section and I just listened to the album list.
You played yourself, Fernando.
I did. I played myself. That was a mistake on my part. Well, I will try to correct it.
Well, speaking of playing yourself, let's talk about Scimitar and Scimitarium. So I do want to bring this up briefly. So Scimitar was a band we talked about a little bit last year. They are from Denmark, and they have a very particular style of like black metal with like punk rock energy, but like gothic stylings. It's a very out there sort of band. Their first album, Scimitarium 1, last year I brought up as one of my favorites, and I also wanted to mention their new release of Scimitarium 2. Oh my god, wow, such creativity, naming scheme. But they keep the shtick going with the just absolute madness that is this project. I think you have to really be in the right mood for the chaotic energy that Scimitarium 2 brings to the table. I think it's pretty good, but you gotta be mentally prepared for it. Otherwise, you're just gonna be like, "This is stupid. This is noise," and turn it off.
Yes.
But if you're receptive, I think there's a lot to love here.
Yes. So when I listened to Scimitarium 1 back in the forever ago, I was in the correct mind space for it, and it was interesting. But when I was going through these albums for this episode and I got to Scimitarium 2, I was not on the mindset. I was not receptive to this at all, and I had to move on and listen to something else because it was destroying my ears. I was just not in the right headspace for this. Not receptive at all. I needed some basic power metal.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to see this band live. that's gotta go insane. I
Scimitar.
don't ever get that chance.
Scimitar, if you are listening to this by any chance,
Yes,
you
they
have
definitely
to schedule a gig on April 7, 2027, so in Copenhagen, so that Kyle can attend. That's that week, roughly.
Yeah, I don't think they would be like at Epic Fest.
No. Their own show, right? Like
Dude,
when you saw
imagine seeing them in the Gimli though. That would be nuts. That would be sick.
That would be the weirdest. I don't think that would work at all.
It might not.
Everyone
But if
would be
it
so
did-
confused.
They would. But if it worked, it would be glorious.
You ask for too much.
I do. I know.
Just
I
a
also want
sideshow.
to just briefly mention that they do one of my favorite stupid bits that metal albums sometimes do. They have a song here called Through Lava Lit Roads to Lavalenda Part 2. There is no Part 1. I was looking for one. I couldn't find it. So, sure. Have a Part 2. You deserve it.
Sure, yeah. That's fine.
All right, yeah. I didn't need to go super crazy with this, but it was worth mentioning as Scimitar was one of my highlights from last year,
Yes.
and they're keeping the madness going.
Yes, they really do. I will try to listen again, but I need to. I know that I wasn't in a space to actually listen critically or in any way, because it was like, fuck, no, not now. That's too shrilly.
But when you are, you're gonna have a monster's ball with it.
You really are good at this.
Well, we talked about some big surprise comebacks from Dimhav, but I think the bigger surprise comeback, finally, after years of our memeing about it, the Norwegian band Triosphere is confirmed to finally have their new album coming out. It has been over a decade since the last Triosphere album, but finally, the album Oceans Above, Stars Below will be coming out later this year in August. They have released a couple of singles, and I think they're sounding good. They're sounding in line with their previous work of this very riffy power metal style, the catchy choruses, and just the extremely unique, powerful, raspy vocals from their vocalist Ida Hochland, who also does bass. God, we've talked about them coming back for so long. Finally doing it.
Ever since we met, because we saw them play at Rock Power 2018. So the whole year before that, we were anticipating it.
And we're like, oh, new album's got to be right around the corner, right? It's been a few years.
and I guess life gets in the way, business gets in the way, things take forever. Now we're on the cusp. We're almost there. We're gonna actually gonna get the new Triosphere album. We have the album art, which is already wow, it exists, and then the singles came out, and okay, it's looking good. It's not just it exists and someday it will come out. It's real. It's happening.
Yeah, we're in the promotional cycle here. It's all the pieces are moving.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
God, I'm stoked about this. Triosphere. I feel like there's no band quite like them that quite captures that vibe. It's these very unique vocals combined with just their style of riffing. When I want them, I need this band specifically, and it's been so long that I'm just so stoked to finally have this opportunity here.
Yep, nice, very nice. What else are you looking forward to, Kyle? Because this must not be the only thing.
Yeah, I mean that's not till August. It's we're still waiting a little bit on that. So around the time that this episode comes out, maybe right before, right after, the band Albion from England will have a new album called "It Was in the Month of May." I think that's part of it too. These guys are a very folksy metal band, pulling in these very traditional melodies. They have lots of strings and flutes and stuff in their music. I really liked their debut album. Plus, they've done quite a few singles. They just have such a a pleasant, warm, like comforting vibe to their music. It's not, the most hardcore shredding of stuff, but it doesn't need to be. If you love the folksy atmosphere, I highly recommend Albion, and I'm very much looking forward to the month of May here. I'll get a nice little birthday present from them on some just a nice little folk metal.
Nice.
All right, and then we got the big guns, because in July Galneryus is coming back. They're nothing if not consistent. It's like every 2 years without fail we get Galneryus.
It is. Yep.
They've got their next album, A Cry from the Sky Above, coming out July 15th. I will be there day one. I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too. As usual, I do hope that they deal back the guitar on the mix, because the last album it was a bit annoying, to be honest. But yeah, it's probably gonna be full of bangers, and as usual, they can't really do wrong for me.
I don't. There's not really have like a bad album.
Not at all. Also, I wanted to say that I got a little update today on something that I didn't know. So when I saw Galneryus in Chile, and someone updated the set list. Apparently, they hadn't played Departure live since 2012, which was like, whoa! Now it's extra special that I saw it live.
Yeah, you're just a special boy.
I'm a special boy. It was all specifically for me, of course. But yeah, I looked around, and that's apparently true. I couldn't find any other live recordings after 2012. So that's a long time without playing Departure. They did play the other Hunter song a lot, but not that one. That's it.
Well,
that was a
love
little
the Hunter.
Yeah, but I think the Galneryus fans just like Galneryus in general, and it's a good song. And it's like basically a Galneryus song, even if it's just a show song, technically.
Well, we can keep that train of thought going. So we dabble in other live shows here. I know you get all kinds of cool stuff down there in Buenos Aires.
I always get the best. I always get the best shows. So
the best crowds.
Exactly, best crowd in the world. We got Alestorm again, like 2 months ago. It's been forever.
This episode has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah.
Stuff kept happening.
Stuff can happen. But this happens. It was a great show as usual. I got a nice time hanging out with the boys and the crew. There's some crew. They're all cool people. There was we finally did one of the classic pandering things, and what is actually the Glory Hammer Argentina fan club gifted Chris an Argentinian football jersey that said Sargothrax, and he was like, "Oh yeah, sure, give it to me," and put it on the last song, and everyone loved it, and everyone clapped. It was great. Great show. Alestorm shows are good. They are touring Canada right now. Go see them.
They have
great
doing like
and Twilight Force.
They're doing a tour that's like Canada and Hawaii.
Yeah, they played Hawaii was the first stop, and they were in Hawaii for like 3 days on vacation before that.
Of course, yeah.
Because that's what you do when you're successful. It's the what's his name? The comedy actor dude, Adam Sandler.
That's not specific.
The Adam Sandler method, where you line up your work to be cool vacations as much as you can. But yeah, great show. I saw 7 Spires in Buenos Aires, which you might have heard if you saw our interview with Adrian, which is also there on YouTube to check. It was the previous episode to this one. It was absolutely amazing.
The triumphant return of Stella to Powerful on that interview.
Yeah, the unexpected.
I was surprised she agreed to that.
She was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like it was out of her own volition. She decided she wanted to. She felt this urge to finally step back into the microphone after however long it is.
It's like 6 years or something. Adrian didn't even know how special she was.
She had no idea. No idea.
Enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good. And so the 7 Spire show, it was funny because I could compare it to the Epic Fest show. So
right.
we saw Seven Spires in the middle stage at Epic Fest, and this was like 3 weeks later, something like that. I saw them in Buenos Aires at a very, very small venue. The show,
sure the crowd energy was a little different.
It was so much better.
Of course.
Because it's a different vibe, right? Like the place, the stage was like ankle height. There was no separation.
So real intimate show then.
I was there taking photos, and I felt like I constantly had to move out of the way, because if I just stood at the front without there was no fence or anything. So if I just stood at the front, I was just covering Adrian or whoever it was that was at front completely, because the stage wasn't tall enough. And they loved it, and we loved it, and we heard Unmapped Darkness, and it was amazing. And we also, I'm sorry that you're not getting it.
We'll see.
It seems like it won't happen.
I gotta believe. How? So in addition to that, so like, how was the set list? How was the band's performance compared to Epic Fest there?
So the energy is so much different, and they changed the set list. I think for the better. They did the songs that they did just really matched we're all here, we're going crazy at it. Everyone knows all the words for everything. Awesome. And it was more like instead of being like a big show, it was more we're all hanging out at someone's basement listening to the record we all like. That's the difference in vibe, and I prefer that second one a lot. To be honest.
Yeah, when you're just right there and you don't have the layers of separation, I think it just makes that such like more intimate connection, where both between you and the band, but then also just the people you're next to, because you don't have to like have this like artifice of like, oh, they're literally on a pedestal. Like, no, we're all just here fucking around, and that makes it all the better.
They still have that stage presence, all four of them, where you can tell why they are the ones singing and playing and everything and performing. But also they were there in the moment. They were not like trying to act like, oh no, get the smelly guys out of here. It's like we're all smelly guys in this dark night, just crying to these songs and all that. Yeah, we got very good. We got a very good set list. Songs upon Weinstein Tongues, Almost Down, No Words Exchange, Oceans of Time, Unmapped Darkness, Succumb, Shadow on an Endless Sea, Portrait of Us, Ghost of Yesterday, Architect of Creation, Love Souvenir, The Old Heart of Being Left Behind, and Gods of Debauchery. And it was great. Absolutely great. Also, opening for that show were Inner Force from Argentina, which I've seen now several times. They opened for Alestorm before and toured with them. And I see them in a bunch of other shows because they play heavy metal. So it's the closest thing you get. And also there was a proggy band from Chile, which came to do a couple of shows opening for Seven Spires. It was really cool. I wish I remember the name of the band. Intrascendence. Intrascendence is the name of the band from Chile. Great show. Absolutely amazing show. Another absolutely amazing show I had, because I get the best shows, was Fabio Lione. Fabio doing another solo South American tour, as he always does. It's concerning by now. I don't think he takes any breaks.
He's a busy guy.
He did a whole tour of Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. He might still be doing it when this comes out. Just an insane amount of small shows in a bunch of cities and towns you have never heard of. I saw this show. I had bought the ticket before it sold out. They had another show, but I kept it at one. It was absolutely amazing, as usual, because Fabio solo is just hilarious. He assembled a very cool band. I don't know where if it's the whole band or part of it. I just know that the guitar player he has is from the band Presto Vivace, and he's really good. They are playing some very difficult songs, and they are pulling it off perfectly. He's doing a Dawn of Victory anniversary thing, which is hilarious because in Epic Fest we saw Rhapsody of Fire doing the Dawn of Victory anniversary, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen this now. I can compare this. There's many comparisons to be pulled for the past couple of years. And I personally prefer Fabio. I really like his voice. And then the best part of the shows is when he just throws shade at people. There's he doesn't give a fuck. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to play this song from Rhapsody, the original. And when we were writing this song, we liked it and Luca liked it and the French guys didn't like it. We don't know why. And then it's like, and then I was doing this song, which is very cool from this other album. It's the album right before I left the band because that guy with the keyboard, I didn't like him. And then he's like, now I'm going to play this song from Angra, which are now in their like fourth era. They have too many vocalists. That's weird. That's weird from a band to have that many vocalists. And he's like that all the time. He was one
of those vocalists.
All the time. He's immediately throwing shade now.
Damn. I really want the like documentary day in the life of Fabio Lione.
Man, it must be amazing. And to be like, he's more Brazilian than anything now. He's been completely assimilated, so it will have to be in Portuguese to get the true stories. That's just how it is now. But yeah, this was a great show. He just did, I don't know if all of Dawn of Victory, but a big chunk of it. And some of the classic songs. He did Dawn of Victory, Win Some of the Kings, March of the Swordmaster, Land of Immortals, Lamento Heroico. Lamento Heroico was funny because there was a guest doing an interpretive dance while he was singing. It was very interesting.
Huh.
That's not something that happens normally, right? That this is why you see Fabio solo, because these weird things happen. He did Holy Thunderforce, The Village of Dwarves, Una Furtiva Lagrima, which is the song that he learned from his teacher when he went up the mountain to take classes with him. He only took 12 classes, one a month for a year, and that's it. That was the story, which is wild that he actually went up the mountain to train how to sing.
It sounds like an anime thing.
Yes, it does. That's what he said.
Okay.
And then he did some Camelot because he was the live vocalist of Camelot for a bit when they were switching vocalists. So he did Forever. Right. He did Vision Divine songs, Violet Loneliness and Send Me an Angel. He did Rebirth from Angra, Wasted Years from Iron Maiden, which he does every single time. He loves that song and loves Iron Maiden and tells stories about almost meeting Bruce Dickinson.
I love that Fabio he's touched so many parts of this world that he can really just fuck around and do what he wants.
Yes.
Solo shows.
I hope that's what's happening. He does mention every time like Iron Maiden is the one band that's never gonna call him to sing. That he's sure. Every other band could call him at any point.
I mean, he'll guest on fucking anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't imagine Iron Maiden would call him. I would love to see that. That would be a cool collaboration.
The other half of the collaboration, nobody would understand what's going on.
No, Iron Maiden is so as big as Fabio is within our like sphere. He is nothing.
He's nothing. No.
Iron Maiden.
No, Iron Maiden fans would be so confused. Like, what is this weird old lookalike doing here?
Exactly. this Italian Weird Al dude.
Yeah, no, but it was another great show. He ended up playing like 18 songs, and just yesterday I saw one of the promoter for the show posting that they might add another show in Buenos Aires. Just I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Like, part of me feels like maybe Fabio owes a lot of money and that's why he can't stop performing, or maybe he's a shark and he will actually die if he stops singing. Because he has shows constantly. just popping
He's
up.
Fabio Lione, not Fabio Tiburon. Come on, man.
Yeah, and it's so hard to track because there's no single entity publicly posting what are Fabio shows. There is one Instagram page, which is looks like the official Instagram, but it just shares everything and reposts everything that other people tag it on it. So there's this European tour that's doing the rounds, and people aren't sure if it's real or not. And
it's too much Fabio.
And it's weird. Like here, every show has been real. There have been some shows that change venues, shows that were canceled because of a bad timing, but then a new show was added that was free for people to go, and things that were announced on the day. It's a bit chaotic, clearly. And he's not represented by the same people everywhere. So it's not ideal, but if you can see Fabio, it's worth it. He's a great vocalist, does some cool songs. He always assembles a very good band because obviously there's a lot of fans that are great musicians that jump at the opportunity. And that's it. That's my last. I went to other shows, but I think this is enough for now.
Mr. I get every fucking show. All right, well, I did get one extra bonus show. This was actually right before we headed off to Epic Fest. But I got to see the legendary English heavy metal band Raven locally here in San Luis Obispo, which it's so weird that I went like 5 years without any metal shows here, and then I went to like 3 in the course of a few months. It's weird, but I'll take it. I continue to be disappointed by the crowds at these shows. It's they're just not a power metal crowd, I gotta say. But Raven were great. These guys are like 60 or something, and they have still tons of energy when they're shredding away. They're a lot of fun. I gotta say though, the main reason I went to Raven's show is one of the openers was a band called Exvamon, which we talked about their debut album a bit last year. They're a very young new band from Central California. I'm like, wow, imagine that. So after the show, I was talking with them for a while as we bemoaned the lack of power metal in our general region here. But they put on a good show. Their vocalist and drummer had quite a bit of energy. Their guitarist had did a great job playing like the tough shredding stuff from the album. So overall, I was very happy with it, and they're really nice guys. I bought a shirt, which I'm actually wearing today. Good, happy coincidence there. So I'm very happy to be like on the ground floor of a promising up and coming band here. We'll see what else happens with them.
Yeah, we should support them. They are. We need to have all these new bands that do the things that we like. We need to support them so that we don't run out of new music.
Yeah, I noticed that Raven, whoever was doing their booking, they are good at picking the like local opener bands. Another newer band that we talked about last year was Jaeger, and they had them on their Atlanta show as the local opener, which I was like, hey, shout out to all the people I'm gunning for here.
Nice.
All right, that's my bonus show from that I went to for this one.
You're going to new shows though very soon, right?
Yeah, Mad with Power right around the corner. That's just a couple of weeks. I'm again. Mile High Power Fest is also coming up. I'm not decided if I'm going to that yet. Waiting for a full lineup, but we'll see on that. And then Prague Power, of course, is always around the corner as well as we hit the summer festival season here.
The summer festival season. That's so cool to think about. Like, oh, it's the time when Kyle goes to all the shows. Yeah.
Yeah. Call of Kyle's Adventures as you hunker down for winter.
Yeah. And we are going to talk about it when it happens, after it happens, which is not that far off. We'll probably do another episode before. Maybe. We'll see.
All right. And then as one last little thing I wanted to mention on this episode of Powerful here, live show adjacent. So I am a fan of the band called the Tiberian Sons. They're a band that mostly does like metal versions of video game songs. I think they're best known for like one of the Mario songs they did, and then also their versions of Ace Combat music, which they really went all out on earlier this year at MagFest. They did a full hour-and-a-half long live show taking the music from 3 like fan favorite Ace Combat games, hence the name of the show being called 3 Aces. And they did a whole show with a strings and brass section accompaniment, as well as like videos and like cutscenes and gameplay from the games all synced up with everything, basically telling the story of 3 Ace Combat games with this huge, metal show presentation to it. They put up a version of this show as a full edited video, well put together on YouTube, so you can watch the whole show. They've also done individual song uploads, and this is just rad as hell. I just absolutely loved watching this. Even if you're not into Ace Combat, like there's a section in the show where they say, hey, how many people here have actually even played an Ace Combat game? And there's a lot of people there who haven't. So you can just enjoy cool music and cool presentation and nonsensical anime storytelling with fighter jets in it. I highly recommend checking this out because it is just really cool.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds great. And yeah, I second the part where it's just good music. Even if you don't know the game, it's worth checking out because it is good music. And the Tiberian Sons do a very, very cool... They do fun arrangements with the metal vibe and the orchestra behind it.
Their live version of One Winged Angel is fucking rad. I'd also like to shout that out. The Ace Combat thing ends with a fun little bonus song, which I won't totally spoil, but maybe if there's another rock song associated with fighter jets that you might expect a band to play, that would be not the most dangerous of assumptions to make.
Man, you're so transparent.
I'm in the zone, man. What can I say?
Oh my God. Anyways,
all right. Well,
that's too much cringe. That's it.
Too much cringe on Powerful, the Power Metal podcast. How could you say such a thing?
Check out that the Ace Combat Free Aces live at MagFest 2026 official concert video from the Tiberian Sons. Check out all the bands that we've mentioned and all their albums. They are all worth listening to, like for real. Like the ones that we mentioned today, they are all worth listening to. Check them out. And also, if you can catch a live show of power metal music or music you like, go to it. It's really worth it. Listen to live music. Check out what's on your local scene. It's very easy to find on Google. It's worth it. Go to a cheap show. You don't even have to spend a lot of money. You don't need to travel. Just find what's there. It's worth it. And that's it. Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.